I want to tell you a little bit about the play Beau, Jest, not only because it was a great hit, and we played at Victory Gardens, then we moved it to the old Ivanhoe Theater, and then we moved it to a theater now defunct on Halsted Street, and then it went to Off-Broadway at the Lambs Theater in New York, where it played for more than 2 years. It was a turning point in my career. And Jim Sherman, the playwright, was writing about his family in this play, experiences that he'd had as a young man. And when I went for the audition, I'd already had a feeling that if this was a Jewish mother, I was set to not like it. I was so tired and really offended by the depictions of the stereotypical Jewish mother. Meddling, nosy, loud, critical, bossy. Now, I didn't know any Jewish mothers like that. I read about them, books written by their sons. But we had a family where all the Jewish mothers worked along with their husbands, were devoted homemakers, interested in their community affairs, neighborhoods, friendly, warm, funny. And when I read the script, I tried to bring in something different. Many of the lines sounded as if they might be harsh or critical, but I tried to give them an air of innocence, of ingenuity, like the mother is not aware that she's meddling or critical. In other words, like, you zap kugel in the microwave? You could say, you zap kugel in the microwave? I think that difference made the plays warm and loving to the mother rather than harsh and critical. Well, evidently, Dennis Acek, the director, and Jim, who was helping with the casting, liked it. And I played in maybe 5 or 6 of Jim's plays. At least 3 of them, I depicted his mother or grandmother. In fact, Richard Christensen, who was the critic for the Chicago Tribune for many, many years, referred to me as Jim Sherman's muse. I wouldn't go that far, but we did have a wonderful relationship. It turned into a friendship all these years. When the company went to New York, it was because at one of our performances at the Victory Gardens, someone invited a fellow who was a stringer for the Wall Street Journal in New York. He came to the play just as a patron, and then he wrote about it and sent it to the Wall Street Journal. A producer who read the Wall Street Journal every morning, his name was Arthur Cantor, read the article, and it was a stunning review, came to Chicago to see it for himself, and he wanted to produce it in New York. Well, he interviewed at several casting sessions, and he admitted, he said he could find a lot of actors in New York who could play the parts, but Arthur Cantor wanted me and Bernie Landis to play the mother and father, because evidently he saw something in the Chicago style that was not New York. And the play took place in Chicago, and we went for the engagement in New York. We played with a young woman who took the part of the ingenue. Her name is Laura Patinkin, from the famous Patinkin theatrical family. And I fell in love with the girl. We shared a dressing room, and my daughter-in-law in New York had a brother who was a very successful doctor, handsome young man, and my daughter-in-law and I decided to fix them up. He came to the show, evidently was very attracted, waited for her afterwards, and shortly they were engaged. And they've had a lovely family and life in Purchase, New York since. New York was wonderful. I loved it. Sam was there frequently with me. We had an apartment, and we tried to do all the New York things. And of course, it was an added pleasure that my son and his family lived there. 2 little girls, Nora and Lily. So I got a chance to be with them and also indulge myself in the treats of New York.